Business case for gender equity within the Electrotechnology Training Institute is all around fairness, really. We work in an industry that is very predominantly male dominated. Only 2% of the workforce in the electrical industry is female. And we can't actually lead by example unless we live what we're talking about. So we have many programs within the organisation that allow for gender equity. From a workforce perspective, there's a massive skills shortage. And you've got to be flexible to ensure that we've got the staff within the organisation to be able to deliver the services that we deliver to the electrical industry. We try and provide a holistic service, and we can't provide a holistic service unless we have a holistic workforce. Well, aside from having all the policies, procedures and everything in place that every organisation these days is trying to do, it was addressing the unconscious bias within an organisation. Females earn 28% less than males in Australia, and that's from the Gender Equity Report this year. There's no need for that. If you can address the gender wage gap, then you're going to have more of a collaborative, inclusive workforce, and that provides and promotes innovation within the organisation. Flexible working environment, I suppose, has had the largest impact within the organisation. Some parts of the business have 4-day working weeks. Some parts of the business we have staff who start early, finish early, start later, finish later. We have staff who, most of the staff you'll notice in the building today, it's pretty empty. Most of them work from home on a Thursday. A lot of the staff as well have, well, all my staff have docking stations and laptops. So there's no reason why, if they can't work from home, if one of the children is sick or anything like that, they can actually stay at home, work from home. And that's attracted a lot of return to work parents into the organisation. And addressing the gender pay gap. That was actually the simplest thing of all. Once you address the gender pay gap, you are going to get that talent through the door, and then you're going to get the diversity within the organisation, which means that we're going to have that innovation. And being a technical organisation, we need innovation within the organisation. Quotas. I hate setting quotas. I think if you set a quota, people pay lip service to things. If you put the right policies, procedures, measures in place and address the unconscious bias, then you're going to have the natural growth within the organisation of a diverse workforce. If you set quotas, people are just going to put people in because of the quotas, not because they've been employed on merit. And it's all about getting those people in on merit because they're the people you want in the business. We now have 50% or just over 50% of our management roles are female. We have more collaboration, more communication, more consultation, all the buzzwords, if you will, but they actually work. And providing the staff the means to provide the feedback, to make sure that people are employed on merit, changing some of the attitudes within the organisation, and that started from myself years ago as well. I'm very fortunate, being from an ex-military background. I quite often had female officers as my bosses, and actually one of the best bosses I ever had who I look up to was female. So once you can address that within yourself, you can address that within the organisation. Listen to the staff, listen to my colleagues, especially from a leadership perspective. We sit around the table. Once the door's closed, everybody can have a say. Nobody feels that they've got to withhold what's going to come out of their mouths. And from that perspective, then I actually learn what's going on the ground. I sit here in head office in this side of the building. I get out to the business units once a month when I can. A lot of my time is spent with politicians, with industry leaders, with unions, and I probably don't get out to talk to the staff as much as I'd like to. So what I've learned is I listen to my managers because they're actually talking to the the rest of the staff. It's that collaboration, the feedback. We all have to approach government, and at the end of the day, government's one of the big drivers for changing attitudes and changing gender equity in the workplace. And we all address government, but we all learn from each other how we approach government, and sometimes the strength in numbers is the best thing. So if we can collaborate, we can learn from each other, and we can actually lobby together, that's where we're going to make the change. One of the things that opened my eyes was the networking event we had last year in Perth, and that was really good because the diversity of the leaders in that room, and I think we are the leaders of the organisations. If we don't change our thought patterns and our mindset, then we're not going to change it in others. And collaboration at that event was fantastic. So I met so many people that I probably would never get the opportunity to meet and learn from different industries. Especially, I'm not a very arty person, but there's quite a few people from the arts there as well. And yeah, it was fantastic.